Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we celebrate what's good about Fresno. It's not just Fresno, it's our whole area that so many things going on that are good, and we want you to know about them. We often invite in our regular guests, Trustee Keshia Thomas, who's on the Fresno School Board.
Yes, I am.
And that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but I'm also executive director for FCDI, and I work with the Fresno Metro Black Chamber. Mm-hmm. And so I love my community, and so I just work with my community and do my thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
The Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce has, sometimes they've been very active, sometimes not so active, but right now it's a great time. Great things are going on.
There are great things going on. We are super active with the community. As a matter of fact, just to jump a little bit ahead, March 1st, we will have a barbecue cook-off. Mm. So that'll be something fun for community just to come out and see the Fresno Metro Black Chamber and tap in and see what we're doing big out there. But meantime,
what day is that?
That's March 1st.
March 1st,
Yep,
okay.
March 1st.
And we got a couple months.
So I'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Put it on your calendar now, though, March for barbecue.
And if you think you can barbecue, you're welcome to join the contest.
There'll be a competition.
Heck yes.
Fresno has a lot of good barbecue.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Not quite like Texas, but we do pretty good.
Now tell me about some of these initiatives, BizWorks, AV Works, stuff like that. That's with the chamber, right?
It is with the chamber, and we are doing some phenomenal work. Dr. Little is the CEO of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber, and over the last 5 years, we've been working on a transportation, not only policy to make sure we have enough bike lanes, but we've also been working to make sure community has a different source of transportation. So we have electric cars and electric bicycles.
Now, are you guys the ones responsible for all these bike lanes?
Yes. Well, not responsible because we have other people that.
Yeah,
but we have been champions of the bike lanes.
People have complained to me about those. I go, no, these came about after years of study and years of public hearings and public input and things don't just happen because
not overnight.
New council member was elected and there's all these bike lanes or reconfigured roadways. This is years and years of study, preparation. There's demand for them, otherwise they wouldn't be there.
Well, it's also safety, right?
Also some money came along.
And some money came
just
along.
at the right time.
But it's also a lot about safety, and people will see the transition over the next few years. There will be fewer lanes, like if you look down Palm. Mm-hmm. Remember, Palm used to be a 2-lane.
Yeah.
Now it's a 1-lane. It's number one, used to kind of slow down traffic, so leave a little bit earlier. Number two, that's a school zone.
Right.
And we've had so many fatalities with students going to and from school that we're just trying to create a more student-based space for transportation and for them to travel.
Also, there's houses facing Palm.
And there's houses.
And people backing out of the driveways and stuff. Anyway, it's slowed traffic, it's created spaces, it's created the bike lanes. We all complain about anything new anyway. So.
Why would we want to be different? Why would we want to catch up to the new times, right?
But thank you,
yes.
Thank you.
No.
I know you didn't do it yourself, but it took a collaborative of the community.
It did. And quite frankly, all this is a mindset change. So let's just talk about the mindset change. I want to talk about the bikes with BizWorks really quickly. So they're electric bicycles. They go about 16 miles an hour. I rode one for 26 miles. I just wanted to see how far it was going to go, and it did very well.
That's a lot of miles.
It's a lot of miles. I rode the bike all over Fresno. And number two, I wanted to really see what are the dangers associated with bicycling. Mm-hmm. So that was the other part. I was very safe for the most part. There were some spaces that needed bike lanes that I had to travel in. So that made me a little bit nervous. But these bikes are used for clean air. Our air quality is horrible in Fresno.
Terrible, yeah.
And so it also is helping at the city colleges because we put bikes at City College and bikes at West Fresno City College. So now there's kind of a corridor for students to be able to travel back and forth with these bicycles.
Well, they sometimes have a class downtown and then a class at City College.
That's right. Okay. It does happen. And so that now they don't have to really wait for the bus or the system that they have through the school. They can hop on a bike and go.
The bikes are sitting there waiting.
They're sitting there waiting for them. It's about $4 a day and 25 cents a mile or something like that. But at the end of the day, $4 for transportation is good, and you can ride it as long as you need to for the day. And the bike is awesome ride. It's an awesome ride.
Now, does the person who gets off the bike and they're done with it, do they plug it in, or does somebody come along and do that?
No, we take care of all the charging. You don't have to worry about charging. The only thing we ask is that, number one, you download the BizWorks, BIZWERX app on your phone. You unlock it with your phone, and you lock it back up and take a picture and send it back to us to tell us, hey, I used the bicycle, but
Here it
it's
is.
safe.
Yeah.
It's safe and it's locked.
Now, it's an app on the phone, I would imagine.
It is, yes.
And by the way, we have your web address, fmbcc.com, Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce.com.
Yes.
Can they find out more about all that there?
Yeah, actually, absolutely. And it's right there on the screen. If you go to programs and you go to BizWorks or EVWorks, it'll tell you all about the program. Now I want to transition a little bit, and I want to talk about the cars. The cars are amazing.
Is that EVWorks?
Yes, the EVWorks. So these are all electric vehicles, and we have them at the hub. We have many of them are at the chamber, and you can, again, download your app, you sign up, we check your DMV record, and as long as you have no major infractions over the last 6 months, you're good. You don't need a major
But
credit
once you
card.
signed up once, you're okay.
That's it. As long as you take care of the cars, because
Yeah.
we will kick you out of the club. If you don't take care of the cars, we'll kick you out of the club. But you download the app, you sign up. It only takes a few days for you to be okay to ride in the cars. And I call it ride share on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing ride. We have EUVs, we have EVs, and then we have Teslas. So these are Chevys, are the EUVs and the Bolts, and then we have the Teslas. So you have a nice ride either way. And so we have people that, may not have a car, they may not be able to afford a car, they pay $35 for the day, and that even takes care of the insurance.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Now, where would they drive to? I mean, who would need this?
Oh my goodness. Anybody without transportation, or you're trying to drive something, you may not have a credit card to go to Enterprise or whatever,
Yeah.
Those are the people who may not have a car that need transportation. This is really for people to be able to move to the next space. However, you can book the car as long as you need it. So I have families that have never been on vacation with each other. I had one family ask me about the cars, and I told her how to sign up. She said, my sister and I and our kids have never been on vacation together.
They needed a car.
They needed a car.
Usually you have a car, but you don't want to drive it to San Francisco or something.
They didn't have a car.
Yeah. Okay.
So, this is a chance for them to go they went to the beach.
Wow.
They sent pictures back. So it's these really feel-good spaces that make us feel good about what we're doing in the community, because this is with the community, for the community, and by the community.
I know a lot of people who take the bus.
Right.
But that grocery day is the hardest day of their week. So that'd be a good candidate.
For $5 an hour or $35 a day, you use the cars, you go do what you have to do, and you bring it back. And I actually have people that book weekly. Like once a week, this young lady, she has places she needs to go. She needs to go
Do the
shopping for her
errands,
kids, and then she brings the car back.
Now, what about, let's say I go to the beach.
Okay.
Is the car going to be uncharged? I don't know what the terminology is. Do I
Well,
have to plug it in somewhere?
Absolutely. You have to put gas in your car, don't you?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with your electric vehicle. You have to stop and charge it somewhere.
I'm
And
just scared that I
few
couldn't
minutes.
find a spot.
Yes, and that's why you need to you need to make sure that you have mapped out. You need to pre-map your venture,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which, when we have gas, we start running low. We're like, oh my God, where's the gas station? Oh, there's
You gotta
one.
figure
It's
it out.
not that
Yeah, it's
easy
not
with
easy.
charging.
Yeah.
So yes, you might get a little frailed about charging, but as long as you make sure you take care of like where you're going, when you're going, and where you need to charge, you should be fine.
This is extraordinary.
It is. It's
what you've done.
amazing. I need you to come by. You know what?
I'm coming.
Yeah, you got to come by.
Where is this hub? Where are the cars?
It's at the chamber, the Fresno Metro Black Chamber at 1600 Fulton Street. And all the cars are there, and I would love to have you come by, and we just go for a ride, and I'll download you, and we'll get you all hooked up.
So I could get a car. Can I walk to City College? It's right there, half a block, and get a bike and ride around?
Yes, you can.
Do you have scooters? Will there be scooters?
That's something that the city frowned upon. We all know the story behind them. People, I'm not going to call names, but people bringing scooters in,
Yeah.
and they were in canals and this and that.
Oh.
They really didn't take very good care of them.
I didn't
And
know we had them.
Yeah, we did. We had them for a few months.
Yeah. I went to San
so-
Francisco and rode a scooter. Now, people, when you're 65, I don't think the scooters are the thing, because if we fall, we're breaking a hip. But I did. I scooted around. It was fun. In San Francisco, there's all these cars. There's no drivers.
There's no drivers.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, they are there.
Yeah.
And I haven't done it yet,
The
but-
EVs are here, and I would actually drive.
Yes, you would.
Thanks.
Yes, you would. So, but an amazing way. Number one, to make sure the air is clean because we have terrible air quality, like I said. But number two, the mindset change that Fresno
It's
needs
freeing.
to be awesome.
Free people
That's
up who've never
right.
had that kind of freedom to have a car. Like I said, I have a car, but I'm afraid to drive it to the coast because it could break down. So yeah, for that special trip.
So you
Cars are there.
should go to the coast.
Okay, I'm going to the coast. So.
And you take Cowboy with you.
Okay, come on. I tell you, we say we celebrate what's good about Fresno. We want to tell people things they may not know are going on. Here's some I had no idea is going on. I'm so glad you came.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of want to switch hats a little bit because
Okay.
it is time to vote, right?
Election time. Yeah, I got my
Election
ballot today
time.
in the mail.
Did you get? I haven't gotten mine yet, so I'm gonna look since you got yours
First
today.
thing I'm opening to see if Keshia Thomas is on my
I am
ballot.
not yet. I have 2 more
more
years.
years,
But I just want to talk about Measure H and some of the other measures for schools for a moment. Our schools have been around for a very long time.
Yes.
And Measure H for Fresno Unified, you know, and the colleges have one as well. And we really need to support our college students, which we didn't the last time. We did support Fresno Unified, and we need to continue to do that because our kids are really in buildings that need to be revitalized.
That's Measure H is Fresno Unified?
Yes, that is Fresno Unified.
Right.
Measure H, you know, and it's not a political thing. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to make sure that we focus this money on the most disadvantaged schools.
It's mostly infrastructure.
It's mostly infrastructure.
Okay, let me make a pitch.
Okay.
Because I'm a Republican. Republicans don't like taxes, but this isn't a tax. This is the kids, my kids' kids will be paying for this, but their kids will be the ones in the schools.
That's right.
We're building for the future. And by the way, it's cheaper to build now than to wait 20 years when we save the money and build.
Well,
These-
before they fall apart.
Yeah, these bond measures make a lot of sense. They're not taxes.
Right.
And that's why I vote for them.
Yeah, me too. And I think that kids deserve it.
Can I tell you one more thing? I would not have known that we're having a bond measure if Keshia Thomas didn't come here and tell us about it. I don't pay attention, so thank you. Look how much good you're doing.
Yeah,
in the
prayerfully,
community, yeah.
we're gonna, and as a matter of fact, tomorrow is the board meeting. So if people are interested, you know, sign on to FresnoUnified.com and watch us on the web live, because it's really going to talk about like what our focus is for this bond measure. And I think that instead of listening to the chatter in the community,
Yeah.
that you need to hear first from us why we're doing this and why it's important, because you're going to get some negative feedback from anything you do, you know, and there's always one person that's not
Oh, yes.
happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but for the most part, I think we've all had discussions about the bond measure, and all of the trustees, with the exception of maybe one, are in complete support.
Yeah. And we said this last time, but we always know what the city council's doing. Every step they take. The school district has a bigger budget than the city, so yeah, tune in and watch. How do we tune in and watch? I
And
wanna do
honestly,
that.
I think we're the most important. We
We're
have
the
your
most important,
babies'
yeah.
lives in our hands,
That's right.
you know, and I think that people shouldn't come just when they're angry. Come all the time, so we always know what's going on in our community and with our kids.
I'm angry all the time, so.
Yeah.
it's good. How do we watch that, by the way?
Go to FresnoUnified.org and go to the web live, and you can watch it. You can watch it live
They
tomorrow.
used to have things on the cable channel. I never have the cable channel, so
Yeah.
Fresno Unified, FUSD.org,
No, FresnoUnified.org.
Fresno
Yeah.
Unified.
And you know what? I take that back. You have to watch it Thursday because right now we're having, we were not ADA compliant at the board office. So we're having some work done over at the board office, and we're doing the meetings over at the Nutrition Center
Okay.
on Brawley. So either come on down and hang out with us,
That'd be
or
fun, yeah.
check us out on Thursday.
I'm sorry we don't have more time. Any last thoughts? Any last thing you want to get in before
No,
out of time?
I just want to say thank you for always having me, and it's always a pleasure, even though you're a Republican.
I know. I'm one of the good ones, so.
Yes, you are. It's always a pleasure just sitting and talking to you and
I'm
just
amazed.
fighting the good fight.
I'm amazed at how much you do. And I know it's not just you, but thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, stick around. We'll have another guest right after this.